course, this is the riverbed. Fun place for kids to run around and explore, especially when there isn't water in it. When there is water in it, you can look for pollywogs and other such living creatures. I'm not alone on the trail anymore. You can see there's someone there ahead of me. And we are coming up here to a willow tree. I can see that from the leaves now that this one is a willow, this large one up here on my left. And the willow has leaves like this. We're coming up where we can see the river again here. Or where the river would be if there were water in it. It's now a dry riverbed. And if you just want to sit and look at it, there's nice benches here. And then we have the savanna grassland part of the park over here. And we're going to be walking a little bit through that to get to the other trailhead that goes over and goes under the bridge. Have another picnic table over here, and there is another one coming up very soon here on the trail. If you were to come here January, February, March, even April, this would all be green and lovely and grassy, and you wouldn't have all these dry weeds all over the place. We're coming to another footbridge, crossing another dry creek here. And off in the distance, you can see a very large cottonwood tree, but this is another one where a branch has fallen off. It's a picnic bench and trash can under there, so that if you brought your lunch, there is a place to eat it, and it's very often a shady place. I happen to be here about, this is probably about 5:15, 5:30 in the evening, daylight savings time. This is another close-up of the cottonwood tree, and you can see the mistletoe up there at the top, and you can see the fallen broken branch that occurred sometime in the last 2 months. We're approaching the part of the path that cuts to the left and goes along the banks of the river and then goes under the bridge. And it's very interesting sometimes to see what's under the bridge. But I'm going to leave that part of the trail for a different video that I have already taken. I just wanted to be sure I had this one so that you could see what this part in the park, the part of the trail that runs through the park is like. Still have a few evergreens here and there, and then you find an occasional oak tree. And the ever-present coyote bush, which is what this is. It grows like trees. It's a huge shrub. It grows like a weed. I have too much of it at my house. And if we were looking here, I'm going to walk over here so you can see the entrance. This is the entrance to the trail that goes around by the river with the shopping center on the other side. So we always have civilization on one side and the wild on the other side of this trail. So if you were coming from the first entrance to Larry Moore Park from Summercreek, this is where you'd wind up, and then you would either go left toward the river that we just walked, toward that part of the trail, or you would continue on this part of the trail, which goes under the riverbed. I think, or under the bridge, I believe the entire trail from where we started it until the end by the river, at the north end, I believe that's something like 1.7 miles. But if you take all these other little curves, it can extend to a little bit more than that. So this is where we would enter this part of the trail, and I'm not going to go there today because I don't have time to go there again today when I've been so many other times. But you get the idea of what you'll see. This is pretty much a paved trail around the shopping center, and then it goes under the bridge. And when you get under the bridge, there's another access so that you can actually walk right in a path right under the bridge and see what's there. Last time I was there, there was an old shopping cart in the middle. But it's kind of interesting just to see what's there. So the trees we're going to be seeing here, except for a very few, are going to be cottonwood, sycamore, or willow. You can see we have a lot of large trees here, and I can't get close enough to that one yet to see what it is, because I can only tell by the leaves. There are a lot of picnic tables overlooking the riverbed, or the river, whether it's wet or dry, and they're all along this interior part on the other side of that fence that has all the river access. Here's another view of the riverbed, which looks much nicer when it has water.